It's been a while since I came back to streaming, but that's because I had quite a busy week with work and some things that was going on in life, of course. And yeah. I wonder if I can make the chat font bigger. Hello. I'm just trying to play around with the chat font and size. I found it was a little bit too small on the screen, but I think that's a good size now. Don't mind me, I've got some milk to drink. And yes, I like milk. Let's get some of the stuff I'm going to need for this next part prepared. Pick a clasp end. That's too short. Oh, that's short too. That's the longest one I have. It does come with these tiny little additions. Welcome back. I wonder if this is something we're supposed to be able to combine together, but I doubt it. Well, I did not foresee this issue, but I am learning, and this is the first time I'm clasping this. But this clasp is the longest one I have, and it's too short. So hopefully, I think it'll still be enough to hide it, and I'll just have to apologize to her that this is what it is. Yes, thank you. I think it turned out good too. But that remains to be seen at this point. Some of these clasps are made stuck together, and I don't want to spend forever trying to unpry them apart, so let's find some good ones. And chains I can worry about later. Yeah, this part here feeds through the last row of the beads, basically. Oh no, I understood. So you're supposed to feed it through and then close it, but I guess she's gonna have to... that's another issue. We're gonna have to have them open-ended. Normally we close them off. Well, this is an issue, but I guess this is how it is. I'm trying to pry open this other end. I'm not sure what inspiration can hit for this. It's just that's how the clasps are made, and I can't do them the right way. See, there's going to be a couple of beads hanging off the sides, because normally we'd be closing off these little caps. These little caps close to lock the beads into the strip of the slide on. So I didn't think this far ahead, because it is my very first time making an actual bracelet out of a project I made. I did bring my other ones to show off, but I don't have anything like that. All I have are these slide-ons. Yeah. And it's specifically made this way to hide the mess that is all of these, like, knots and stuff, which they'll still be hidden at least. But, it was supposed to, fit properly, so I hope it turns out okay. We'll find out. Alright, so nothing to do but get started, really. So I brought a plate here to not put glue on my table. And how we start is by, all this thread is all over the place. I'm just trying to get a better hold of it. So we kind of start by just sort of taping it all to keep it kind of more out of the way. No floor boss, nothing fell. It's just that this thread is so wiry. And I want to make sure I have all of the strands when when I tape it. There we go. Yeah, I'm sure you'd love it. Alright. So now that that's kind of put that way, the video I saw from Bead they have toothpicks instead. I don't have any toothpicks, so I'm using... Oh, I just realized chat's covering my face. I'm using a giant safety pin I have. Now I'm gonna have to make the font larger again. Go for it. Type again. I'll need to see it. If it's too large or too small. Maybe a little bigger than that. Since when you change the settings, it wipes away the chat on screen. Okay. Try typing something again, please. Yeah, isn't it? I think that's a good size. Not too big, but I want to be able to read it, you know? Alright. So yeah, I just have this humongous safety pin I'm going to be using instead of a, what's it called? Toothpick. That's the word. I could not think of it. She used E600 glue, but at their store they were selling this E6000. I didn't buy it from their store because it kind of did upcharge it. I bought it from Amazon. But I think that, I don't know if there's any difference, but this is what I'm using, so. Put a little bloop out there. Oh, did it? It's kind of more of a blob now. You kind of take it. Oh, it's really stringy. I wonder if the 600 is very stringy. And you put it on your knot, and it's okay if it gets a little on the beads. But this is just to sort of keep it all secure and tied up. And it's supposed to get hidden by the clasp. I actually might not be able to finish it today. I might have to order a larger clasp. Stringiness is kind of a pain in the butt too. It's okay that it touches the beads. I mean, it is all supposed to keep it secure. Keep the knot from untying. Also, man, one thing they didn't mention in the video, this glue smells. Yeah, Gorilla Glue would definitely hold. Might also strip the plate I'm using and everything else. Well, I'll take another look at how it'll look with the clasp, but I'm thinking I might have to hold giving it to her another week. I should have checked this beforehand. I had no idea this was going to be an issue, because it is my very first time, and silly me, I didn't confirm the length of the clasp. And I can see how some of this is sort of at the very end. So, yeah. I don't think I can actually hide it. Don't mind me lifting this to get a little bit of a better spread there. Okay. Someone used Gorilla Glue in her hair? And I know it happens and it's not that big of a deal, but it's just like, you know, when you kind of set up, I'm gonna finish this at this time, and then something random and kind of silly, because I should have checked, shows up. I should have made sure I had everything I needed. How do you see Gorilla Glue and think that's gonna be great hairspray? Yeah, I'm surprised they could fix it at all. As far as I know, Gorilla Glue is stuck once it's on there. That's why they call it Gorilla Glue. It's like one of the strongest glues you can get. You know? It's times like those where you think, let's just remove the safety labels and let nature sort itself out. I'm surprised they managed to salvage any of her hair at all. It's hard for me to see the knots, so I'm kind of just streaking the glue across. But I think it's working. Alright. Just gonna take a quick gander and make sure everything's okay. sometimes I do have clever ideas. I don't mind if it's on the first row, it's just that a couple of those strings got onto the glue strings, I mean, got onto the other rows, so. But getting the tape helped pick it all up, so. Yeah, that's insane. I can't believe anyone would accidentally put glue in your hair. Like I can't even still fathom just seeing Gorilla Glue and going, that looks like it'll be a good hairspray. Oh well. Some people are very bizarre. This isn't gonna cover enough, so I guess this will probably be a fairly short stream then. Special, yeah, they're special. And I was excited to use this finally. They have these really teeny tiny ones. How to show it. Look how tiny this one is. What would I use that one for? What would that fit on? Yeah, I like this music too. It's that same, I've been using the same, it's like a 12-hour lo-fi thing. Yeah, I have no idea what I'd use that for. I was thinking maybe it was made to like actually extend the size of these ones, but it has its own loop, and each of these is a, you know, cap. So maybe earrings? Actually, yeah, that probably makes sense. Earrings. So, just for the explanation of the next step, we wait about 10 to 15 minutes for this to somewhat dry. Then you cut all the thread close to where you glued. You put some glue in through here and try to get like near the other side and sort of like fill it along. Then you slide the row, and then you're supposed to be able to, you know, stop at this end and then close this cap. And oh, you put a little glue inside, then close the cap to kind of prevent it all from undoing. But obviously, yeah, I can't do that. So I'm gonna have to figure out what size this one had and order a larger slider. Excuse me. Oh, I forgot. I did kind of want to glue my gloves while I was doing this. The stickiness came undone. So I figured I might as well just put a little industrial glue actually kind of dries pretty quick. And that's ironic, considering it says on the bottle it takes 24 hours to dry. I guess it means fully dry. We'll see if that is good enough. Piercings in a tattoo shop, because I've never been in a tattoo shop. Yeah, look how dry this stuff is already. Oh well. Hopefully that'll just be enough for... I had to buy Velcro strips because the Velcro on my strap on my glove is coming undone. Alright, I'm gonna move this over to the side for now while it dries. I'm gonna kind of pull it up a bit so that it doesn't like all completely dry on the plate. Kind of let it just sort of be in the air for a moment, because that's the last thing I need is industrial glued onto the plate, and then I won't be able to get it off again. That's pretty crazy. Well, you know, I was thinking of getting a tattoo in memory of Zach. He has this symbol design thing that he says he sees everywhere, and, no problem, Mama. Welcome. And so he drew it out once, and I was thinking of tattooing that on some part of me. I'm not sure where though. The part that makes the most sense would be my back, but I kind of want to be able to see it, so I'm not sure how that'll work. Alright, Mom, so I already kind of did, you know, I taped the sides, I put the glue through each knot, and now I'm kind of just waiting for it to dry, but I can't actually finish it again, and it's gonna have to be postponed till next week because all the clasps I have are too short. I don't have a clasp long enough to tie off the end, so I'm just kind of letting it dry and discuss. I also brought my other beadwork to sort of show off. Now, a lot of these have ugly ends that I glued because I didn't want to deal with the industrial glue at the time. And I thought a hot glue gun would be good enough, but it kind of made the ends blob. So that's why a lot of them have these blobby glues at the bottom end. Yep. This is the first one I ever made on my cheap Amazon loom. It's got decent bead. I mean, it's the beads that came with the loom and stuff, so you can, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but some of it bubbles a little. It's a pattern I got online because I was just picking something and practicing, but I really like the design of it. I like the pattern. One thing I'd have to say I don't like is actually the fact that these aren't like, this pattern is very centered. You know, if you slice it down the middle, it's the same one side as it is the other, but this for some reason isn't, so otherwise I do really like it. I might rip off the glue sometime and put the proper industrial glue, since now I know it apparently doesn't take very long. This is one I made the pattern of. It's a better direction to see it, but I actually designed this pattern and then, you know, loomed it. It's the colors of the rainbow and the diamond, and then I kind of liked doing this cut off white diamond, and I was trying to use some of the fun colored beads, so this sort of red was different. Sure. That better? In case you want to see this one again too. This one's too long. So, there. So yeah, this was online. This is a pattern I made. I mean, it's simple, but I like it. Then I took another online pattern. I don't know how well yeah, you can kind of see it's like blue flames. There we go. I like to use this one too, and I used it to teach me how to do the fire. Yeah, I like the fire a lot. And then I believe that's when I did poop. But yeah, you can definitely see how the bubbling happens here, because these beads are not really even. I think they're like, the browns were different sizes to the whites entirely, even though it said they were all supposedly the same size. He is still cute. You can kind of see the different colored browns to be sort of the poop swirl. I plan to remake him with the proper beads sometime, so he doesn't come out so boobily. What, the brown or the bubbling? You can kind of see not from there, maybe from here, how like this is sticking up, this is sticking down. Yeah, like it's easier to see in person anyway. And then I believe that's when I did this one, which is another pattern I took online. It's kind of like this star. This side is a heart with wings and sort of more star. It's fat here because I ran out of the black beads, and I didn't know that these other black beads I bought were a different size. Because, you know, I'm learning. And now I know how size matters. Yeah. It's not supposed to matter, but it does. So yeah, it kind of... Oh, and I was practicing with weaving in the warp threads. So instead of tying them off like what we did with this one, I was taking them and actually weaving them into the piece and tying them off in knots. But it was getting really difficult to continue. It was kind of hurting my hand and wrist. And since these beads are the cheap ones, they were getting really filled with thread and it was getting very difficult. So, and you can kind of see like how they're not sitting that great together. So, I'll probably remake this one too at some point because I just like the pattern and design, and I'm unhappy with how this one turned out. Then I was trying a new method of getting rid of the warp threads, and I made this pattern myself. This isn't one I got online. This is the sun. What I ended up doing instead of the normal way is to take a warp thread and then another, and cut it so it's just one thread, and then another one and another one. But with this one instead, I used one continuous warp and just looped it back and forth, and then obviously separated it in the loom. So then when I was done, I took the end of the warp and pulled it, and it made the loop pull through. And then I did it from here, so it was pulled back and forth, and it did help hide it, but as you can see, it kind of made it not even on the top row. Like, you can tell this is where it got pulled down, you know? So it's like up and down each bead. So it was easier than weaving it in, but yeah. This is also one of the first ones I did with new Toho beads. This is when I bought the Tohos. But it's still, I really like how it turned out otherwise. And since, you know, I made the design, it obviously appeals to me a lot too. I am the creator, so I definitely noticed. You know, if it had like a border of some sort, I don't think it would matter. So maybe sometime that's what I'll do, is just give it something. But I don't know if they make them that long, because, you know, it's like 2 or 3 inches wide. But I really like how it turned out. And, you know, it's, well, for those of you who know, it's all fire, basically. Which is what, how Zach and I saw this grand, large sun in one of our meditations, and then later I've had a few more run-ins with all fire. He called it all fire. It was kind of, I think in a way, us finding God. Not to get religious or anything, because we're definitely not, but so I was inspired to try to do something with that, and here it is. Then I was sitting there going, you know, everyone likes these Delica beads. Why? So I bought 3 colors, and then I took this little guy's pattern, this little bat cat. I love the 2 little paws there. And I just wanted to test it out to see if the Delicas were something I would like as well. And I was trying the practice with that, pulling the loop through. Again, it's uneven because of that. And I pulled too tightly a few times, so the bottom will not sit flat anymore. So that's something to keep in mind, and I kind of gave up trying to do that now and went to doing this other path. Uh, but I really like how he turned out. He's adorable. And it did make me learn that I prefer delicas. Because look how nicely the beads sit. You know, like if you take this, you can kind of see like my finger, the paper, you can see through it. But this makes it pull tightly and you can't really see my finger or the paper behind it. No, use mine. No, I can make you one. Or you could have this one. I don't mind. He's adorable. So yeah, I learned I like delicas. I do like the Toho still, but I think it's just better to have, like if you're going for a simple pattern, sure, but if you're going for the delicas, like a picture of some sort, I think it's better to do the delicas. Of course. And I forgot I still have the strings on this. So I saw on this one short, some girl had this big like piece, and then she was showing you how to end your loom piece, but she had these like dangles at that sort of did this sweep at the back, like at part of the piece. I'm doing a bad job explaining. And I really loved how she did that, but of course she didn't explain it. She just explained how to, end your piece. So I tried to do it myself and figure it out. So those blue fires, like I said, taught me how to make the flames. So I designed these flames on my own. And I still have all the threads attached. I just knotted them. I didn't glue or cut them. And I was trying to make that design. And as you can see, they don't, like it was supposed, hers came like way down and out. Obviously, mine didn't go that far. I thought they would dangle farther, but also they kind of do this. They sort of bunch up instead of dangle like smoothly like hers. But I did design this fire, and I do like how that turned out. And then this was supposed to be kind of like the lava dripping from it or something. I don't think he told me, but I think you've told me how much you love bats and vampires, so that's okay by me. And yeah, the fire is supposed to be spreading. That is the point. So, yeah, I also was experimenting with how to do it. And, because I've never done it before, and there wasn't really, like, I don't even know how to try to look it up, bead loom dangly bits, It doesn't really come up with anything. So what I was doing while I was looming, I did it backwards to do this part, I think. So I was looming back and forth. And when I got here, I would add the extra beads. This one I went through, one side and out the other, and then put it back through those beads until I got to there, and then I continued knotting it through properly. So yeah, I forgot about that one. That was a good arrangement you made. So a lot of the bottom beads too, they didn't for some reason want to, like I had expected them to honestly all go sort of sideways to be even, but they just won't sit sideways. They all want to sit crooked instead. And I don't know why. Because it is looped through just one side. I would have thought that would make the bead flip sideways, but yeah, it didn't. My co-worker suggested if I take this and mirror it, it could make an interesting choker, and I actually agree, but I'll have to work out this bit first. My other way of trying it would be to just do, you know, that part, this part, and then afterwards put a thread needle through and do it, like add these in off, when the piece is off the loom like this. Not sure if that'd be a good way. But that one YouTube I saw, the YouTube short I saw, she had it on the loom with the dangle, so I don't know how she did it. And it kind of ticks me off that she made it about how to end the piece instead of how to do the cool part in your dang video. But yeah. This is also surprisingly one of the longest ones I actually made, since for some reason I have a habit of making these too short. Like, look how short this one is. This wouldn't make a very good bracelet, you know. I mean, I know I have a larger wrist because I am a larger person, but even a small-wristed person, this would not fit around. And as you can see with the cupcake one, it's also very short. Let's see how this is doing. I think if this is dry, which it looks like, these are probably dry. So I'm just gonna Alright, so I'm gonna probably just leave it taped to the plate, because there's no point in taking it and cutting it and all. And I'd rather keep it sort of nice and secure until I get the proper clasps, which again, I am so disappointed I didn't get to finish it today. But yeah, so like I said, this will probably be a short stream, which I don't mind. I had quite a day today, you know. I had to go to the DMV earlier, and I am definitely rather run down from that, because, you know, you make an appointment, otherwise they won't see you, but none of the appointments are ever on time. And, you know, at least if you're going to a doctor's office and you have to wait an hour to get in, they eventually, like, or they give you seats to sit in, but the DMV only gives you seats for a sort of time. Like I got to sit there for, like, on the seat for, like, 20 minutes, and then I had to stand for the other 40 in the line, because they call you in to see when you're gonna go into the lines. So yeah, that was fun. But now my license is a real ID. Yay. Otherwise, well, I was gonna talk more about different parts of grief, but I mean, I feel like if there's nothing to, like, do in the meantime, goal towards, or, like, work on, it seems kind of silly just to run off my mouth and talk, so. Yeah, it was not easy. And, you know, I have arthritis in my ankle, so that really did not help one bit. So, yeah, I guess I'll just call it kind of short, and I'll order those class, and maybe then Tuesday, Wednesday or something I'll be able to finish it off, because it'll take a couple of days to get it. Unless, because Amazon can be pretty quick. If I can get it tomorrow, then maybe I'll just stream tomorrow and get it done then. So I'll let you guys know when, and we'll go from there. Otherwise, thanks for coming. Thanks for the support. I am pretty tired, so I don't mind actually kind